First tonight, Governor Rick Snyder faced the fire on Capitol Hill today, where he testified before a congressional committee about the water crisis in Flint. But he wasn't the only target.
24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin had a front row seat for all the action. He's live in Washington, D.C. tonight. Rick?
And it's where Governor Snyder is glad that he is gone from. He left immediately after that hearing. If he came here expecting to explain and get a sympathetic ear, he was half right. There was a lot of sympathy for the people in Flint, but none for the governor. In fact, a lot of Democrats calling for him to resign, but there was one notable Democrat that didn't join in on that request.
But there seemed to be an utter disregard for the people of Flint.
That was the Democratic take when it came to the Oversight Committee hearing. Republicans spent much of their time heaping blame on the EPA, but it was the Democrats who were promoting the idea that Governor Rick Snyder should resign.
People who put dollars over the fundamental safety of the people do not belong in government. And you need to resign too, Governor Snyder.
Governor, don't you have a moral responsibility to resign?
My commitment is to fix the problem. This is a case where we should have demanded more answers. I said that in my opening statement.
And don't you have a moral responsibility as the governor of an administration that failed and poisoned its own people? Don't you have the moral responsibility to resign?
Even the ranking member, known for his fiery rhetoric in committees, offered his voice to the refrain.
And so I'm hoping that the governor, when he takes a moment, will reflect on this hearing and what has been said and make the right decision and leave.
The Republican chairman was more measured but hardly endorsed the governor. When asked if Snyder should leave,
that's up to the people of Michigan to deal with that.
But there was one Democrat who didn't directly call for the governor's resignation. In fact, he's the Democrat most closely associated with Flint, the area's congressman, Dan Kildee.
I think the governor has to examine his own conscience to determine whether he has the moral authority to continue to lead the state of Michigan.
Kildee went further. He said he didn't think the governor should leave until the problem in Flint was fixed. And that pretty much assures that Kildee won't be calling for his resignation unless something else happens, because in the 2+ years the governor has left, it seems impossible that all of the problems in Flint will be fixed. But of course, it's something we'll continue to cover. We're live in Washington, D.C. I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.
So, Rick, what do you think is going to come out of all of these hearings today?
Well, I don't know that there's a lot that comes out of these other than the attention that gets focused on them. I mean, the Oversight Committee doesn't have any jurisdiction over Governor Rick Snyder. In fact, that's what the chairman went on to say. He said, look, I can't say anything about him resigning because I don't have that kind of oversight. My oversight's at the federal level. But it does focus on what's going on in Flint. They're an investigative arm, but there's not much more that will come out of that. There is some legislation being introduced here on Capitol Hill that would put more money to Flint. I suspect something like that gets done. I'm not sure when or how much. But as far as these hearings go, there are no more that are planned, and I wouldn't be surprised if we've heard the last of it from the Oversight Committee, at least for now. They've already had 3, and that's quite a few in a short period of time. So.
Okay. Rick Albin reporting live from Washington, D.C. tonight. Rick, thank you.